All right, here we go.
There's Carl. He's back.
Carl's back. Audio's working now. It would appear. The audio. Carl, are you there? Is audio functional? All right. It would appear. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Lone Officer Breakfast Club. Happy Friday before a 3-day weekend, my friends. I hope you're all going to do nothing but work like crazy over this weekend. That's my hope for you guys. That's it. You know, you're just going to be like, working, man. No, I'm kidding. I hope you're going to have a good time. Chauncey Weatherspoon in the house. What's going on, dude? Woo. You know, that cat Chauncey, man, he's doing good, man. He doesn't mess around. You know, like he gets down to beeswax and gets it done, and just like, it's pretty epic, man. Good stuff.
Consistency.
Yeah. We got Eric Tan in the house. Eric Tan, what's going on, dude? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Let's see who else. Ron Perro is with us as well. Ron, what's going on? Gotta call out some of the ladies. Well, of course, we got Jen Woodland. We have to give her a shout out. The Connecticut Crusher, Joanne Johansson. Oh, you know what? Joanne, unmute.
You don't have to ask me twice.
I know. Joanne, though. How's it going without the assistant?
It's tough. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what's going on. We have just absolutely blown up. I'm not saying that, I'm saying it humbly. Like, we are killing it over here. Literally, I texted my processor last night. I said, we have another accepted contract. She literally texted me back and said, I'm scared. I said same, but Stephen will be back on Tuesday. So I'm trying to get it all done before he gets back so I don't look weak. But I also I don't want to work all weekend. So I've been in the office every day at 6:30 or 7 and staying every night. But I haven't been able to make my calls. Haven't been able to stay in touch with my people the way I'd like to. So I'm really looking forward to him getting back so I can get back to doing.
Yes. So get back to doing what you did to get to this point where you're at right now. Yeah, exactly.
I could not have scaled the way that I have, continuing to do things the way I used to do them. I enjoyed this week because I enjoyed getting in, putting in the loans and stuff, but I have definitely learned it's not my wheelhouse. My wheelhouse is getting out there, talking to agents, doing the DSP every day.
Yeah. I can't remember, Joanne, you broker or banker? I can't remember.
Broker.
Okay. Yeah. So you're not cursed with Encompass then. You've got some other operating system.
We have Arrive, and the problem is he wanted Arrive. I've worked on Calyx for 28 years.
Yeah. We
got Arrive in January. Last week he was training me on it because I had never done it because he was doing everything. But now with nobody around, I've really had to learn the ropes. But Arrive, if you're a broker, it is a million times better than Calyx.
And Calyx is the old school. Yeah, Calyx is the old school. They were the one, back in the day, you had to download it on your computer, in the beginning. I don't know.
I still haven't canceled it, if that tells you anything. I haven't canceled it. And we've had Arrive for 6 months, but I will cancel it. I was waiting for the call report to be done. But Arrive and Encompass is just it's a lot.
Oh, no, I can't deal with it. Here's the truth, and I'm with Carl. Carl's the same way as me. I'll be honest with you. I logged into Encompass one time, right? And I went, no, I'm not doing this ever again. And I've never done it again. I've never logged in. I was like, I won't do it. It's impossible. So anyway.
But I will say this. I'll leave you with this thought on a Friday. If you do it, it works every time.
There you go.
Words from Carl. But if you don't do it, you can't say it doesn't work because you're not doing it. So
there you go. There you go.
I would like, Frank, just because sometimes it's nice to hear it repeated. Joanne, where are the deals coming from? What is the activity that you're doing that's not taking the applications and processing the loans? What's the main activity that you have that's created all that volume?
I am doing Thor's Hammer on Monday, follow up on Tuesday. I don't necessarily do my database the way I should, but I definitely touch base with people. And then pre-approved and looking is where it's at. And then Friday, anybody that I didn't get in touch with, I get in touch with. My business is coming from agents, completely different agents than when I started a year ago. We were talking about it this week. It's crazy. If I could say, oh, one specific agent is sending me X number of deals. No, a lot of new agents, even some agents that were listing agents. One of the deals I got this week was a listing agent, and he said, you saved that other deal. I know you could save this one for me. It's a $500,000 deal. I hope I could save it for him. But you know, he remembered and he called me. Not even somebody that I talk to every week. So agents and pre-approved and looking for sure.
Yeah, the nice thing about the saving the deals is you get to charge the saving the deal tax, right? So you know,
there's no cutting the fee on that one.
Yeah, right.
Not if you start with Rocket and end up with me, you're going to pay double if you. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
No. All right, now you're cut off. Now you're cut off. Come on.
The grace that Carl was telling me about yesterday in the class, I missed it. Sorry, Carl. Too much.
Speaking of Carl, let's spotlight him. Of course, his car's driving him somewhere. What is going on, Mr. White? What's happening?
I am heading to Jacksonville with the lovely Mrs. White, who's taking a nap over here in the co-pilot seat. And,
wonderful.
We're heading up to see a dear friend that we've known for the last probably maybe 40 years, I guess, something like that. And that's it.
Just gonna have some fun for the weekend.
Freedom Friday. It's Freedom Friday, brother.
Freedom Friday, and you're gonna just enjoy the weekend with your pal up there in Jacksonville.
No, we're actually just going up here, and we're going to hang out, have breakfast, have lunch, and then head back. And my daughter is flying in from High Point, and so we're all going to sit around the house, the whole extended family, and just spend some quiet time. You know, when you live at the beach and you get a 3-day weekend, you don't leave the beach. You know, you just stay there. And so we'll be hanging out in Clearwater Beach.
You gonna have the grandbaby over?
We are going to have the grandbaby over. So the grandbaby's actually we have a little guest house in my house. We have that little guest house we have on the backside of the property. Yeah. And so that's where they're spending a lot of their time. So they got a built-in babysitter and all is good. But I can't wait to hear about all this Google update from Chris Johnstone today. A lot of movement going on right now. And I'm just curious, you know, what should I do different? And what do I need to start doing that I haven't been doing? And what have I been doing that maybe I don't need to do anymore? So I'm really looking forward to this morning.
If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time. Me too, Carl. Yeah, when you were sharing a little teaser about this yesterday, especially in the green room, it was like, what? So why don't we go ahead and bring up Mr. Chris Johnstone and get freaked out, my friends. Freak us out, Chris. Come on.
Oh, well, no short order. And good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is doing fantastic. And happy Friday in the new world. I know it sounds a little bit weird, but Google Google's having is now done their Google I/O conference that happened this week. They made over 100 announcements during the conference of new products, new things that are coming to the world from the largest tech company. And as you've been following along, you've heard me for the last year on different keynotes talking about how artificial intelligence is going to replace search. So people going to Google, which, I mean, how many of you have Googled something this morning or done a search for something this morning, right? Just like total integral part of our lives. And for many of us, it's an integral part of everything we buy. Like, it's not even just like mortgages and houses. It's like, what am I going to eat? Okay, well, I have to go ask Google. It's just like our whole society is entrained to go and get recommendations and ratings and reviews and reading them off of Google. Well, Google announced on Tuesday that they are now integrating Gemini AI snippets in the majority of search results that happen on the front page of Google, which means when you go do a long tail, detailed search on Google, which means you're a high intent buyer, when those people go onto Google and do a search, the search results are pushed down. And at the top of search, they've replaced it with an AI agent. Google's AI agent is called Gemini. And Gemini doesn't give you a list of things, it gives you the answer. It goes out, reads all the websites, reads all the ratings and reviews, watches all the YouTube videos, and it doesn't just give you a list of all the search results, it actually gives you the answer that you're looking for. The crazy thing about this is Google's been rolling this out for over a year. You've probably seen an AI assisted search pop up while you're doing something and searching it. That's them integrating the tool into the search engine and getting ready for this big launch. Well, the stat that they shared during the keynote is that when they show that AI assistant, more than 70% of people don't click a website.
That's shocking, man. That is a trip. Think about that. Because you go to Google to search something to click a website. That's what we normally always do. Now you're saying only 30% of the people that do the search, if the AI pops up, actually click on a website.
So fundamentally, how people find businesses just changed, because it's no longer about being the website that pops up that gets the opportunity. It's about how do you get the artificial intelligence to see you as an expert and to recommend you while people are going through the search experience process. So we're gonna have a conversation about that, but I feel a responsibility here to our community at LOBC to keep you guys on the leading edge. I'm kind of known as the techie nerdy guy, and it helps that I'm techie and nerdy. So what I want to do is just give you like some of the highlights of what came out during the Google I/O conference. Again, there was over 100 different announcements. So I'm just trying to condense them down to the ones that are going to truly impact us in the short term. And then I'm posting on social little videos about other things that we find is cool. But Frank, I thought that you would find this really interesting. So they announced inside this Gemini launch of AI taking over the front page of search. This time last year, we were processing 9.7 trillion tokens a month across our products. So they had basically like 9.7 trillion people using Gemini, like asking it questions, talking to it, using the Gemini product. That number now is over 480 trillion. It went from 9.7 trillion to 480 trillion. It's a 50 times increase. So every times is exponential, right? So it's a 50 times increase in our customers adopting artificial intelligence. This is the fastest human adoption of technology curve that has ever existed. People starting to just ask questions to an AI assistant rather than going to search. So they've got 400 million monthly active users on Gemini. And then if you take the monthly active users on OpenAI, there's over 1 billion people that are using AI currently, that are like active users of the technology, which is incredible. Now, all that drives new adoption of AI. AI gets more knowledge, AI gets more compute, it gets all this stuff. So they're building all these really cool products with that new computing ability. One of them is called Google Beam. So Beam is two things. It's Google Meets powered by AI. And they now have translation real time between English and Spanish on AI Pro subscribers. So you can get onto a Google Meet, turn on the translator, you speak English, the person on the other side of the meeting is seeing your lips speak and hearing Spanish.
No
They're
way.
speaking Spanish and you're hearing English and seeing their mouth move as though they're speaking English. Real-time translation between languages built right inside Google Meet, powered by AI. Now, they released it with English and Spanish, but we all know AI can speak all the languages. Inside the Loan Officer CRM, it speaks all the different languages if you want it to. This is going to come really, really quick, where you're going to be able to open up your marketing and take mortgage applications or empower your staff to be able to have Google meetings with people and actually get a good conversation across the process. Now,
so Chris, does that mean that going forward, that like me in the Tampa Bay area, having a huge Hispanic market, that on Google Meets, I could take an app, I could explain what's going on, my processor could explain what needs, without having a Spanish speaking interpreter in my office?
That's right.
Wow.
Just wait till that gets integrated into the phone.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're already there. Like, you can buy a phone number inside the Loan Officer CRM, which is, I think, $2, and just assign it a Spanish speaking agent and run ads in Spanish. And when people call the phone number, AI picks up the phone in Spanish. Like, this technology is here. This isn't a, well, hey, look what's going to happen in 10 years with technology and we're forecasting stuff. Like, this works. People are doing this today. This is like an actual usable implementation of artificial intelligence. So here's the other thing that they released with Google Beam. When you buy one of these things, it's a screen, but it's actually like a thick screen, and it's got 6 cameras on it, and it gets enough information on you to feed into the AI that it can render you as a hologram to somebody else who has a Google Beam screen. So this is an actual demo, and it looks like you're sitting across the table from the person because it's a hologram in the screen, not a Zoom meeting. So Google just came after Zoom, all of these other online meeting tools. I think it's pretty reasonable that every executive in America is going to have a Beam screen so that they can have real-time holographic meetings. And again, they're rolling this out this year, where you're actually going to be able to just sit in front of your webcam just like you are now, but it feels like you're actually there with the person. It's nuts, all powered by AI.
It's crazy, man.
Are you saying I can have breakfast?
And I bet you that whole camera sit. Go ahead, Carl.
Yeah, so that means I can have breakfast with Jen and Krista, like they're sitting with me every morning. How cool would that be?
I know, that would be cool. But breakfast with me, that's kind of scary.
I'm in.
So how is this projector? So I can see how the cameras could do it, but like the hologram that they're looking at, like, or that I would be looking at, like, what does that like? What does that look like?
So it's just like so you know how with technology, you used to have that television screen and it was like, it was a piece of furniture because it was like 30 inches deep and it was like 4 feet tall. And like when big screen TVs came out and they were like the super thing and they were this massive thing.
I remember, this is a true story. I remember we got our first big TV. And this is not an exaggeration. It took 2 good-sized men or 2 really big women to carry this thing inside of our house because it was so heavy. And it was a big cabinet, like a console piece of furniture with a 27-inch TV screen. So,
that's incredible.
That's very interesting.
So
what's a timeline of this? What's the timeline of this thing?
So this will be out this year. They've announced that this is coming out this year. So the translate aspect of it is already here. So super cool stuff. Now, we've only got 10 minutes, so I'll rip through the rest of this stuff so we can get to the fundamentals that really is going to help everybody like action this today. So they did a soft announcement on this, and they didn't even really go over this on the keynote, but it was in the documentation of what they published afterwards. And they have this project called Project Mariner, and it watches how users navigate the web, logging each keystroke and click macro it executes inside Chrome. They're feeding that into the AI and then giving you a 100% unique search experience. So what this means is that as our consumers start writing emails, visiting websites about mortgages, looking at real estate, and starting to do those searches, Google's going to be smart enough to know that they've started the buying process, who they're connected to, and who they should be referred to. I said that weird, but I think you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Mm-hmm.
So they're actually telling people, we're going to take your search history and everything that you do when your Chrome browser is open, and we're going to deliver you personalized experiences. So the more real estate agents that you're connected to, the more people that you're connected to, the more people that you're emailing back and forth, the more connections that you have, the more likely recommendations you're going to get when people Google a loan officer and Google understands you're the loan officer, they're somewhere in your sphere of connections. It's actually that detailed of coming up in search. Crazy. So on to the next. This is where the announcement hit me right between the eyes, where I had the aha moment that our industry is never going to be the same, because we're all salespeople here. We love sales. We all love people, right? And we all know that when you're explaining to a first-time buyer and future casting purchasing that home, one of the strongest things that you can do is tell them the story of another first-time home buyer that you've helped that's been in a similar situation and forecast them through to the end scenario. And now they're in their beautiful home. They're close to the school that their kids wanted to go to. And it's just amazing. If you can tell that story, you're much more likely to make the sale, but you're also much more likely to help that person, right? So we know Google put a ton of time and effort into choosing how to launch this conference and to launch these announcements. So they came out with the announcement of AI agents. And all an AI agent is when you go to Gemini and you ask it for something. Hey, Gemini, help me find XYZ. It can go out and use other AI agents to do tasks for it so that it can complete the task that you've given it. So if you've asked it to do something and it has to do 5 steps in order to get that thing done, AI a year ago would ask you 5 questions and you would have to answer them. And then the AI would have the information that it needed to complete the task. Now, you ask the AI to do the task, and it goes out and asks the questions to other AI agents. They answer the questions, and the AI just gives you what you want. That is what essentially AI agents do. Google launched AI agents. You can now access them in the Google suite of products. And do you know what they used as the example to show people how powerful this technology is? Zillow.
Figures.
Google used real estate and mortgages to demo the power of AI agents. And this is so good for our industry because it is the AI-powered loan officer that understands these tools, gives these tools to the consumer, and uses these tools to create a unique experience that is the advisor. We're not going away. This is the largest purchase decision that people make, and people need somebody to come alongside them and be like, everything's okay. This is good. We're helping you, right? Just like Joanne this morning, she's focused on relationships. So this was the announcement. We're starting to bring agentic capabilities to Chrome search and in the Gemini app. For example, a new agent mode in the Gemini app will help you get more done. If you're apartment hunting, it will find listings that match your search criteria on websites like Zillow, adjust filters, and use agents to access the listings and even schedule a tour for you. So you can go to AI and say, I want to buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, near this school in this price range. find me all the available listings. The AI will go out, use agents to search all the different online properties on all the different websites, do the comparisons, do the stuff, make sure they all fit your criteria, and punch you out a list and say, hey, here's the options. Which ones do you like? Do you like this one? Do you like this one? Have a conversation with you. You pick the ones that you want. You're like, hey, you know what? I like that one. Okay, great. Would you like to book a showing? Yes, I would. Okay, let me take care of that for you. It reaches out and actually books the time for you. You don't have to do it. The AI agent does it. So the point here is when people are going through this experience, and this is absolutely going to transform the home finding experience. Have you ever been prompted by AI? Like, Frank, you ask ChatGPT or you ask one of these AIs a question and it gives you the answer and then it asks you a question back to keep the conversation going?
Yeah, always.
Right? So as soon as our consumer finds a house using this technology, what do we think the question that AI is going to ask that consumer?
Tell me.
Would you like to find out if you qualify to purchase this home? Right? Because the AI understands that's the next logical process. So the real question becomes, how do we become the loan officer in that market for that product that gets recommended by AI to the consumer?
Yeah. Yeah. Chad already said Frank's scratching for his pack of smokes.
I know. That was hilarious.
But wow, man, keep going. This is crazy.
Okay. So here's what we need to do now, because the answer to the question is super empowering, but it's, I think, one of the greatest opportunities because it helps every aspect of your business, especially branding. And I want to go back to Joanne's starting us off perfectly inside Breakfast Club here. Love you, Joanne. Where does the business come from? Following the daily success plan, making your phone calls, building relationships, getting referrals. That is what drives business. That's what drives business today. What I'm talking about here is a year from now, 2 years from now, being the authority in your space that AI recommends. This is farming, not hunting. But it all ties together. And you can get an immediate benefit from this stuff by implementing artificial intelligence into your daily processes. So here's how this works. When somebody asks you a question, and let's just take first-time homebuyers, for example. You get a first-time homebuyer, you get them pre-qualified, they're peppering you with questions, right? Huge time suck, frustrating sometimes. It's like, oh man, I've answered these questions 50 times before, and I'm just gonna have to sit down and write this email, take this time, respond to this client, do a good job of it. All you gotta do is change your process a little bit. Take that question that you're using to provide great service to your customer, and rather than you answering the question, you go to Gemini or ChatGPT and you say, hey, I'm the best loan officer in Plano, Texas, and I'm helping a first-time homebuyer. And this is a question that they've had. Help me write this email to respond to this question. AI writes the response. You give it feedback. Hey, you know what? Don't say it like this. Say it like this. This is how we say it as a loan officer. Here's your script. Use this script next time. Okay, great. It's got it. Next time you ask it a question, it'll use the right script. And all of a sudden, you can answer your email super fast, right? Great benefit. Take a question, punch it into chat. It gives you a great answer. Use the script, ask for referrals every single time. Boom, you've got this great process where you can save yourself a ton of time with email. But that's not the real benefit. That's what everybody's trying to like sell on AI. Like, hey, you can do more with less. And yes, absolutely, you can. But the real benefit here is when you're having a conversation with artificial intelligence, it's actually like having a conversation with a referral partner. And if you think about it like talking to a real estate agent, and you're able to tell that real estate agent the answer to a question that they didn't know before, or you're able to help them through a deal process that they weren't able to get done someplace else, they trust you as the lender and they will refer their business to you happily. Our conversations with artificial intelligence and you teaching the AI as it's writing your emails and writing your blog posts and writing your social media, and you giving it feedback, you're actually teaching artificial intelligence that you are the expert in that loan type in that marketplace, and you are earning the right to be referred by artificial intelligence in the future. So using AI as a daily tool to save time and give a better result is actually building the authority that you need to get recommended by AI in the future. Because in 2 years, the majority of people are going to be going to these AI agents and asking questions on who the most reputable lender is. Today is the day that we change our process just a little bit, get an immediate benefit, but also start training the AI that you're the expert. Frank, did I do an okay job of?
Yeah. So, but is there any extra step? Like, it's so cool you're bringing this up because just recently I started making use of Chat GPT this way. Like people ask me, well, what about this? What about that? I go, I'll just get a checklist. Here, let me get you a checklist. I go on, this person wants to do this. Give me a checklist of everything they need to get done. So I've been doing that. Do I have to wasn't it we had to share that or something? Or does it just now just know? Like this is what's happening in Frank's world.
So you do want to index that content because then it gets found by Google. Because
how do you index it?
Let me show you.
Okay.
So hold on. And for those of you, just because we're at the top here,
yes,
I put together a script book. This is brand new this week. So if you've been to this website before, totally cool to opt in again because there's a new script book that you're going to get. And I've got what I feel are kind of like 5 copy and paste prompts that you can go put into AI to have an AI aha moment as a loan officer. So you can go opt in on this website. And then every day for 7 days, there's an email that I pre-wrote for you that teaches you how to use each of the prompts that you get in the Google document. And one's to create blog posts, one's to answer emails, one's to write your social media content for you. And you just literally copy it in the document, paste it into ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever you're going to use, and it spits out a great result because I've already put the time and effort in to write the prompts for you. So you can go to loanofficerbrand.com, opt in, get the copy and paste prompts, and then a 7-day basically like little workshop thingy on like how to actually use the prompts. So Frank, that will help everybody tremendously, I think.
Loanofficerbrand.com. It's in the chat. Loanofficerbrand.com.
So now what I've done is I've gone to ChatGPT and I'm going to say, give me the answers to the top 5 questions first-time homebuyers have.
You can do it.
In Tampa. Not enough coffee. All right, so I've got this. But basically, you take any question that you've got from any customer, or you just tell ChatGPT to go and do the research. So go out and find me on Google the top 3 questions that first-time homebuyers ask about mortgages or buying a home. It's going to go out, search the web. Now it's considering. So the AI is actually like reasoning and thinking about this. It thought for 18 seconds, and now it's punching me out. How much home can I realistically afford? What down payment assistance? Whatever. You have your conversation with this thing. When you see the prompt document that you download at loanofficerbrand.com, you can see I'll then take this and I'll be like, okay, great. Here's how to give it feedback. Here's how to create a blog post. Here's how to create a video script. Here's how to create a Facebook post. Here's how to create an Instagram post. And it just spits everything out for you. Once you've finished that whole conversation, there's this button up here in the top right-hand corner that says share. This is only available on the desktop. Okay, so you can't do this on your mobile phone. So you go to the desktop up here and you click share. It says share public link to chat, create link. So now I can take this and I can send it to a staff member of like, hey, here's all of our social media content for the week or our blog post. Go put this on the blog, whatever. I can grab this link. But when I copy that link and I click the button to copy the link, this new menu pops up with this hidden button that says, make this chat discoverable. And as soon as I click that button, this chat now gets indexed by the search engines, and Google picks up all the information from this chat, indexes it, and uses it to build authority for your brand, basically. And in the script workbook, you'll notice the very first prompt that I have for you includes a copy and paste section where you put in your name, your phone number, your email address, your website, your social media profiles, everything. So all the information is pre-programmed into the very first prompt that you put out there. So all the information is indexed to you and your brand and your website, so that long-term it helps you get recommended in these AI recommendations.
Chris, should we start that process by starting like a project so my brand information is always there, and then it's just always a ongoing project. It always knows, and I can always index it, like instead of always having to put my information in first, you know?
Great question, Frank. Not as a project,
Okay.
because you can't index a project.
Okay.
So you want to have this just as like a conversation,
Okay.
or just a chat.
Yeah.
And then what you do is you'll notice all of your chats show
Yeah.
up in your history down here in
Yeah.
the bottom left-hand corner. You're going back to each chat and building on it. So
Got
the
it.
chat gets longer and longer and longer and
Yeah.
longer, which is, think about like long form blog content ruled the internet for the last 3 years. Now, long form chat conversations with AI are going to be the new driver of, I believe, what's going to show up and build reputation inside those AI search results.
And what you could do too, guys, is you can change the name of the, like down there it says today, and there's just kind of it's labeled it like first time home buyer frequently asked questions. You could click on the 3 dots there, and you could name this chat builder or something like, or I'm a brand builder, right? You could name this brand builder. So that's your brand builder thread. So you could be, am I okay to say that, Chris? Am I right in this? Yeah. So then that could be your brand builder thread. So anything you question, all the checklists, all the FAQ, all that stuff you can put in there and always just index it, is the way it looks to me, right?
Yep.
I'm so glad you let me know that. I got to tell you, that is so brilliant, because I mean, I hope for the rest of you too. That's like, if you're in Chat GPT, asking it questions, doing all this stuff to start that brand builder conversation, and share it. Man, that's brilliant. This was worth the price of admission for sure.
Well, I'm sorry we went over time, and I hope everybody enjoyed that. And there was still some big stuff that we can still continue to share. So I'm looking forward to next Friday as well. And yeah, so
let's get that link in one more time, Jen, for everybody. What was it again? Loan Officer Brand?
loanofficerbrand.com.
Yeah. Loanofficerbrand.com. So let's get that in one more time. Loanofficerbrand.com. Wow. Good one, man. Yep. Right. It's another cigarette moment. I'm telling you, it's always good. We got a few questions.
So
Let's get to them real quick. Drew, what you got?
I was just wondering that, we had talked before about it really mattering what AI client you were using. Is doing this in Chat GPT going to inform Gemini and what Google is using in the same way as doing this in like Gemini?
So I think that using Gemini is going to be the best strategy for specifically showing up in search and being recommended by Gemini. I'm eyeballs deep in both. But if I'm creating content and I'm working to build authority within search engines to get us recommended, I'm working inside Gemini, because I don't think there's going to be a lot of friendly sharing between Google and OpenAI. OpenAI announced this week they've just invested $6.5 billion to buy Jimmy Ive's company. And he's the guy who created the iMac, the iPhone, the Apple Watch. He's the designer behind that. And so they're going to come out with a Chat GPT phone, basically. And so they're a direct competitor to Google. So I don't think they're going to play nice together with data, but that's just my own personal opinion.
Is the indexing concept and everything like that consistent then for Gemini as it is Chat GPT, the way you just showed?
No. So Gemini, you just you just work, and it indexes everything as you're working.
And somehow Gemini knows that it's you, and then what company you are, and all that.
Same thing. So I built that into the prompt stack that we
Got
gave
it.
away this
Okay.
morning. So
Okay.
as long as you start the beginning of the conversation with all the information, everything in that conversation is then basically like attached to your brand.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So the smart thing to do is to go to loanofficerbrand.com and get everything there.
And
obviously
do it. Like we follow the daily success plan. Remember, this is building for the future. Follow the daily success plan, show up on Call Stars, be a part of the Mortgage Marketing Animals community. Do that first. This is the techie fun stuff that we do on Friday. So carve out a half hour today to just sit down with AI, experience it for the first time. Go to Gemini, copy and paste a prompt, have that first aha moment. It's a great way to start.
And just real quick, and we see Eric, and there was another hand up. We can get you still, Eric, stand by, but better to get the paid version of Gemini for all this to be applicable. Does it honor paid people more than non-paid people in this, do you think, or do you not know?
I mean, you absolutely, there's bonuses and there's benefits to being on the paid version, but it's still a mind-blowing experience to go check out the free version and what it can do. And for, I think, the whopping $20 admission, I think it is.
It's pretty good.
The base level, it's pretty good. But try the free version out and have that first moment with AI. I think it'll really serve you.
Okay, let's get to Eric. You have your hand up, Eric.
Love the shirt, brother.
You're muted, buddy.
Are you with us, Eric?
He's muted.
You muted,
Yeah.
Eric?
Don't do it, Frank.
I'm gonna.
No.
Eric,
There we go. I'm sorry about that.
Eric, I saved you,
You were
buddy.
so close.
I saved you.
So thanks for the information and blowing our minds on a Friday going into the long weekend. With the loan officer CRM program, is there a way to set up the AI bots to go through? Like if I'm working in, let's say, 2 different counties, and I want to create a campaign to market individuals in those counties, is there a way to program the loan officer CRM to pinpoint clients in those counties to send out like this? I just typed in the chat GPT thing in regards to the 5 questions first-time homebuyers have in a county. Could I define that by county and send it out to a defined list automatically through the LO CRM?
So yes, you can. So you would just create a workflow for that county, and on you could take all the emails, just change county name 1 to county name number 2, and then you take the contacts from county number 2, put them in the workflow for county number 2, and it's a totally customized workflow for that county. And so you just duplicate a workflow, change the name of the county inside the workflow, and then you're putting the contacts for that county in that workflow. Does that make sense?
I think so.
So,
but it's one of those I got to play around with. One, I have to sign up for the CRM.
Oh, you muted Eric again, accidentally.
Yeah, I have to sign up for the CRM. Then I have to get my hands in there and get my head blown daily while I'm playing around in there and then navigate it.
Yes, great first step, loanofficercrm.ai. And Eric, thank you for the question, because it reminded me that we do have a massive announcement. If you haven't heard, we now have unlimited qualified agent data inside Loan Officer CRM, no additional fee. So we've partnered with Model Match. When you go into the Loan Officer CRM, you go to the menu on the left-hand side that says qualified agent data. Model Match pops up. You have unlimited access to real estate agents and loan officers inside the platform. And Eric, to answer your question, you could have one for one state and drop all the agents from that state into that workflow, duplicate the workflow for another state, drop all the agents for that state into that workflow, and you can do it that way as well. So we're super stoked about that announcement. No additional fee, already been rolled out to all the existing members. And we've got a discount running right now. You can go to loanofficercrm.ai/offer to check that out. So sorry, I know we're way over time, Frank.
It's okay. And then you get the setup fee waive too if you go to right?
Yeah,
Still?
that's right.
Yeah. So you go to loanofficercrm.ai/offer, and the way the setup fee too. So it's good. It's awesome. And I will tell you this, the support is insane. Everybody knows I'm just a big fan of the support. It's crazy good. You'll be taken care of, very well taken care of. So
awesome. Well, thank you, everybody.
All
Happy
right.
Friday. I hope you enjoyed that, and looking forward to seeing everybody here back next Friday.
Tuesday will be, oh yes, next Friday, of course, Chris, for you. But we will not be here Monday, of course. We got the holiday coming up, so we'll see you guys on Tuesday. So with that, let's go ahead.
Chris, are you doing Build It with Chris today?
Yes. Yep. Build It with Chris at noon. Yep.
Build It with Chris. That's free. It's available to every loan officer. You don't have to be a mortgage marketing animal member. Builditwithchris.com. Builditwithchris.com if you want to, have another smoke. All right. You guys have a great day and a great, fabulous 3-day weekend. We will see you back here on Tuesday next week. Always a pleasure, my friends. So happy to be with you every morning. All right. You guys have a great one. See you later. Adios.
Have a good day, everyone.
See you on Tuesday.